Hi, my name's Dr. George Maddison. I am the Advanced Metals Processing Engineering Lead for Additive Manufacturing here at Royce at Sheffield. So I actually came to materials science, like a lot of materials scientists, not through doing a materials science degree, but from a different scientific or engineering background. I started off doing astrophysics. On the day-to-day basis, most of my time is spent actually operating and running the 3D printers here in Sheffield. We have a suite of Econity 3D laser powder bed systems, but we've also got electron beam powder bed systems, so we have a free melt one. We work with a lot of academics, particularly here in Sheffield. There's a lot of interest in 3D printing. We also work with academics who are further afield. And we also work with people from the AMRC and from the kind of catapult networks. And then we go on to SMEs and larger employers all the way up to Rolls-Royce, Boeing. But why do they want to 3D print? Because it's very effective, very efficient way of producing parts that are near net shape. There are parts that are previously not producible through traditional manufacturing methods. 3D printing offers an alternative way of getting to these shapes without having to spend silly amounts of time manufacturing them. It's a much more efficient way of doing it. One project that I'm particularly proud of was actually not a metals project. It was 3D printing regolith materials. So the first side of this was a young lady who's now a doctor as well in UCL, Katerina Yantafi. She came up to Sheffield to use our 3D printers, and she was printing lunar regolith, which is basically moon dust. And that was a really interesting project, loads of fascinating applications, and it kind of took me back to my early days in astrophysics. It was really exciting. And then the sort of flip side to that was actually a project that we started here in Sheffield as well. So there's a professor over in civil and structural engineering, Professor Colin Smith, and he was looking at 3D printing sand. So we ended up taking some fine silica flour sand and putting it through the Econities as well. And we actually managed to print some compression test coupons. And when they came back from compression testing, they were as strong as bricks, which was the intended application. I think my favourite thing about working for Royce is it's a different thing every day. No two projects are ever the same because we're wanting to be at the forefront of materials research in the UK. We get a lot of very unusual, very low technology readiness level projects. They're very early on, very conceptual, and it's our job to try and bring them out of that conceptual state into actual reality. So like the 3D printing of the sand, like the 3D printing of the moon dust, it's these things that haven't really been tried before, or if they have, they've not been tried in the UK before.